Hey, it's Jim, and today I wanted to go over how to find good employees for your business. Keep in mind, first and foremost, always be looking for employees. Always have that system in place that you're sending out multiple fishing lines. You can't just have one fishing line in the water. You gotta have multiple lines in the water at all times, because keep in mind that you're not the only one looking for a good employee. Your competition is looking for a good employee, but also restaurant owners and painters and HVAC guys are all looking for good employees, right? So you really need to be aware of what you're putting out there. First and foremost, I would recommend putting a package together, not just an hourly rate. Make it sound appealing. It's got to be something that's people want to come and work for a company that's fun. They get work done. They have teamwork. They get trained, right? Be sure you put in there that will train you if you have no experience. Like for me in my company, I hired well over 500 employees, to the best of my knowledge in my account. And so I ran across all different types of employees, but you need to be able to let them know. Most of them were raw, what I considered. I didn't hire a lot of guys who had experience because that pool is so small, they're hard to find guys with experience. And what I found from my experience was that you just hire other companies' bad habits. That's what you're hiring a lot of times, because most companies do not have a good training program in place. And maybe that's you, I don't know. But you got to train your guys. I hired them in raw. I put them through a training program. I helped them build, I told them we were going to work as a team, not an individual. No prima donnas in the company, that kind of thing. You can't have the inmates run the asylum, as I always say, meaning, and you might ran into this, where you have some guys, one guy's sort of bucking the system, you're not happy with him, but he sort of shows up, but he's also like a deterrent, sort of a cancer in your business, and he's not great for your business. He runs down the morale of the other crew, and you're going to lose those other crew members if you don't adjust to that. So, but you don't get rid of them because you feel like you don't have a replacement, right? So, and it's like, well, he comes and he does his work, and without him, I can't get the work done. That's having the inmates run the asylum. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be in that position. You want to always be fishing out there for new employees, and here's a couple ways you can do it. So the hiring signs are great. Always have them on your trucks. But also keep in mind that money is not always the number one reason people come and work for you. They want a good atmosphere. They want a good boss. They want a leader, right? So you have to step up and be that leader by having good management systems in place, good systems that they can come in and have a clear path to success to be successful in your company. So a couple sources that I would run ads in would be Indeed. There's a lot of people look at those ads. If it's not working for you, if you're running ads in Indeed, change the ad. It's usually the ad, right? It's not appealing. That's why they're not answering it. Or you're getting, and keep in mind, you will get a lot of unqualified people responding to you. Just realize that's part of business. You have to be good enough to sort of decipher through them, not get disappointed in saying, well, there's nobody out there. You will run across a lot of people who aren't qualified, just part of the game. But the reason you want to do this is you want to look for that gem, that one guy who can make all the difference in your company. That's what you're looking for. So you're sort of mining for gold, right? Another place is Craigslist. A lot of people are like, sort of poo-poo Craigslist, but I tell you what, I'll tell you a story. A friend of mine who was looking for a job years ago, just happened to cross Craigslist, answered an ad, it got him into a business that eventually he became a multimillionaire in that business through Craigslist. Another story is my son-in-law, who graduated from law school and got out and was looking for a job, just happened to be cruising through Craigslist one day, haphazardly answered an ad. He still works, got a great job today, still works at that firm as a lawyer. So it works. Like, just because it doesn't work every time doesn't mean it doesn't work. So keep trying, put those multiple fishing lines out there and keep going. Another thing that I used to do a lot was when I was out and about, I would tell everybody what I was looking for. Every conversation I had, hey, do you know anybody looking for work? I'm looking for a good guy. Simple as that. Here's my business card. Like, tell everybody. Tell when you go to a restaurant, the waitress, the waiters, all that stuff. Keep putting the word out there. Why? Because typically a good employee who just shows up for a year, basically a season, will make you on the low side from, I do a lot of coaching all across the United States, is $10,000 net profit a year. So this is the reason you want to put time and energy into finding good employees. The other side of it is, you might be turning down good work, right? Like you could be doing more work, but you just don't have the manpower. So think about that number and how much money you're losing every month by not having a good system to find employees. So a couple of tips there, just a mindset thing, the way to look at finding and retaining employees instead of looking at it as a drudgery. So a couple other tips would be, obviously LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram are all good to keep promoting. And a couple things that my guys do, they'll actually run videos to on their on Facebook, talking about who they're looking for in their business, right? That awareness. That's what it's all about. Short 30-second videos, who they're looking for. Let them know you'll train them. Let them know that you have a package for them. It's a fun place to work and it's teamwork. So those work really good. So think about doing those. If you need more tips on that, get in touch with me. I can help you out with that. So, and one of the last ones that's really working really well for my coaching clients is actually the low-hanging fruit, going after low-hanging fruit. What is that? That's telling your existing employees what you're looking for. Well, they already know, right? They know how many hours a week you work, what you're like as a boss, what kind of work you do. So what you do is you pay them a bonus to go out and find people for you. So, and what I always say is the bonus has to be big enough in money, monetary value, that when you tell them what the bonus is, they actually raise their eyebrows. Like, yeah, I'll do that. So the reason you want to do that, get that eyebrow raised, is because if you don't, they're going to forget about it within a couple hours and they're not going to go out and market. You want to be like your mini salespeople out there telling people, because they know they get a nice chunk of money for doing it. Why is this worth it to you? Well, because even if they just stay a month and leave, you worked that guy for a month. So you broke even essentially with whatever you pay them in that bonus, right? The other thing is when it's high enough, they're going to go out and tell all their friends and family about, what your company's like and encourage them to come talk to you. Then you go through the hiring process, you make the final decision, and maybe you do like a 30-day trial with them. If they show they're going to be worthwhile and work for you after 30 days, then you give your existing employee the bonus. So it's a great way. It works really well. I've had a couple of my guys that I coach say that they don't have employee issues. They can find them at will because of this one bonus fishing line in the water system. So hopefully that helps. Reach out if you have any questions. I'd be glad to answer any questions you have, and you take care.